over in the different countries, in the different continents, in the different time zones, and in different conditions, wherever you are world over, ladies and gentlemen. 1.86 billion children at present are away from their schools, colleges, universities, institutions. So it's a difficult times, we understand, but slowly and gradually things are improving. And today, on 27th of November, beautiful sunny afternoon in Singapore. I can see outside the things are pretty bright. In India also, things should be pretty fine, and we send our good best wishes to everyone. So we have got a wonderful 375th webinar, and we are coming live on the YouTube. You have to just come on the GS Motivator, nothing else, no Zoom. You don't require any login, any password, nothing. Before I introduce my brothers and sisters who have joined us this evening for the wonderful deliberations and discussion and their thought process, when I see on the right hand side, I get so, difficult moment, so many books and a small child sitting on the top, and down below my kids, they all are taking examination. No noise, please. Don't talk. Okay, that's what we heard. Exam is going on. So National Education Policy 2020, and now the brainstorming session, wonderful session, when we talk about board exams. Oh my God, 10th and 12th standard. And these board exams, so much of psychological and a psychometric pressure on every child, 10th exam and 12th exam. And every parent pressurizing, look, you have to get good marks, otherwise you won't get admission over there. And then we will be sweating, we will be running around, all the places we will going on. Your name will not come in merit. What will happen if you don't get good marks and all that? And every parent, look, you have to get 99% marks, 99% marks. Every parent is worried about 99% marks. Oh my God, what a pressure. Well, let's extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Shini Matthew. She's joining us this afternoon. Pleasure to have ma'am with us. Madam Lakshmi, Principal, she is also joining us. Lakshmi MS ma'am.
Yes.
Then we have got Madam Gunjan Srivastava ma'am. Hearty welcome to her also. Madam Jayashri Nair, she is also Principal. Hearty welcome to her also. We have been joined by Mr. Joy M. Varghese. Hearty welcome. Thank God, there were so many madam coming. I was getting worried there is no Mr. So I've got my brother Joy M. Varghese. He's also joining us, Principal sir. And then Prem Dubeji, a principal who is also joining us. So ladies and gentlemen, wonderful panel. We have got 6 of them, and we have got wonderful sunny afternoon, and we are going to talk about pressure, board exams, 12th class, 10th class. Let's remove the pressure. International Chamber for Service Industry, ICSI, since 1994, we are getting the confluence of non-resident Indians from world over, wherever they are. And today we are proud there are more than 30 million NRIs abroad in different countries. Ladies and gentlemen, this series is being brought to you in the afternoon with the Next Education. But let me also share with all of you, it's a complimentary participation by both the organizations without any financial transaction. Okay, great. What our chamber is doing, wish to share with all of you, International Chamber for Service Industry. We have got 25 webinars every week, 25 webinars. On the average, you can take about 3 webinars every day. And all are related to education, making education relevant. The whole world rests on 3 words, making education relevant. Right, 1.86 billion children away from schools, colleges, universities, polytechnics, ITI, skill centers, whatsoever you can think of the education ecosystem. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days, we talk about teacher and youth empowerment. Friday evening, immediately after this program, you have got a live telecast coming to you from Singapore. That's a water management strategy. Saturday, you have got from Chicago, Swami Vivekanand for education and youth empowerment. And Sunday, what is the purpose of education? Why to go to school? Why to go to college? Why to get skills? Why to get competency? So there comes, I need job. I want to get some economic activity. I want to have startup. I want to become entrepreneur. I want self-employment. So do help me. Education is relevant to me if it gives me some economic freedom. So much of pressure from my parents, from everybody. Do some job. Come on, do some economic activity. So ladies and gentlemen, Sunday evening, 5 p.m. All the top programs which I've shared with you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that is at 5 p.m. webinar series. No login, nothing, no Zoom password, straightway on the YouTube, you come over there. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nowadays with the Media Entertainment Sector Skill Council. So coming Monday, you can enjoy music, radio, television, theater, animation, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, blogging, social media, whatsoever you can think of in media entertainment. So then there are some special programs. The above series which I have told you Monday to Sunday, that is all at 5 p.m. every day. Then Saturday, because we have worked very hard, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now all my brothers and sisters who have come for this particular program, after all, we are putting in so much of efforts. So Saturday, we got to take care of your health also. We have got a program on Ayurveda, that is yoga, meditation, naturopathy, going to spa, wellness, and organic, whatsoever you can think of. Sunday morning, and we talk about Srimad Bhagavad Gita and India's Upanishad all the way from America. And then 3 p.m. on Sunday, we have got India, Asean. When you talk about ASEAN, ladies and gentlemen, these are 10 beautiful countries which are located next to northeast part of India. You have got Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei. Beautiful 10 countries, 650 million population. Thanks to Lord Ashoka. After the Kalinga War, he sent his daughter, his son-in-law, everybody, and the Buddhism spread, from India to ASEAN. And then Sunday evening, we have got a last program that comes at 8 p.m. Do join tomorrow also. You will get that kind of a pedagogy and andragogy, which you will not get in any books or any research paper anywhere. It's all mental marathon and cerebrum shaking. What non-resident Indians can do. I know a lot of people have gone from Kerala. They are all the way at present in the Middle East. They are doing great job, wonderful job. A lot of people from Hyderabad, I keep meeting in Silicon Valley and a couple of other places as well. From Pune, of course, good climate. It's a city of education, institutions, and all people, those are joining. So this Sunday, 8 p.m., you would hear one of the best Silicon Valley chap, a person who will talk about what is the role of technology in education in future. That will come live telecast to you from the United States, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time on Sunday. Then there was a request from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab, Chandigarh, Haryana, that your all programs are in English. Why don't you have a program in Hindi also? There's a large population. They said, okay, we would help you out. So ladies and gentlemen, every day, there's a program in Hindi at 12:30 in the afternoon. Kya chahata hai aaj ka yuva? What does today's youth want? Who are they? What are they looking forward to? All programs on the YouTube, kuch nahi chahiye. You don't require any login anywhere. Like you see a song or you see a video on the YouTube, same way. Come on the YouTube live GS Motivator and you'll be able to see over there. So let's proceed. This is the research from our chamber in the last 6 months. Focus on your basic food, your basic health, and your basic education. Why I'm using basic? Because the world order has got changed. B2B was earlier business to business. Now it is back to basics of life. And ladies and gentlemen, our chamber is helping all schools colleges, universities, polytechnic, ITIs throughout India, how without spending a single rupee, you can have incubation center in your school or your college. How can you have a finishing lab in your school or college for soft skills and life skills? And then, of course, Atal Tinkering Lab also, that's what we are talking about. So let's get together, come together, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. We all should get together. The entire universe stands on three words: making education relevant. Because if education becomes relevant, then the life will not be blank. There'll be something meaningful coming. Like we have got today's panel discussion. Today we all are going to share with each other and we're going to work out with each other. So ladies and gentlemen, I extend a very warm welcome and we extend a wonderful welcome. Now, when you log in, computer झूठ नहीं बोलता है, computer सच बोलता है. So computer always gets the algorithm who logged in first. So when I talk about Shiny Matthew was the first to log in, and after a few seconds, Lakshmi ma'am logged in. After a few milliseconds, Gunjan Shrivastava logged in, and after a few seconds, Jayashri Nair ma'am, and then Joy M. Varghese ji, and then Prem Dubey ji. So I think the algorithm I cannot touch because algorithm comes from there. So let me extend a very warm welcome and we start today's deliberation with Shiny Matthew ma'am. Each one of us we take because we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 minutes each, whatsoever you want to tell, I will not ask anything. What is to be done with the board exams, how to get rid of these board exams, how to remove pressure of these board exams, how to bring some harmony and peace and happiness in the life of children, what exactly should be done because the people, those are conducting examination, they are forced to complete the syllabi, curriculum and whatsoever has to be taught, that has to be completed in a limited time. And then there is the inspection, the state government is coming, central government is coming, other people are coming, and pressure. Principal, poor chap, has got so much of pressure, all the time under pressure. And some of the principals, they have reduced their biological height and weight and width also, because so much of pressure. Why are we creating so much of pressure? Education should be for empowerment, not to create pressure. And then the parents are creating pressure on children. And what poor principal can do because he is pressurized from all directions. So thereby, this afternoon we want to release the pressure. Please release the pressure and help us to release the pressure. So 5 minutes each, we all should go on and let's start with Shiny Matthew ma'am. Unmute your mic and go ahead, enjoy your technology and share your vision with the entire universe. And all students, all teachers from all institutions, please send your suggestions on the YouTube. I am of the opinion there should not be any board exam. I am of the opinion that there should be enough of seats throughout India. What is this competition? I'm looking forward to the details of that person, first of all, who created education. Then I'm looking forward to that sucker who introduced the examination system. The day I find him, I'm going to hammer him in the middle of the city. Because why examination? What is this? Why are you getting so much of pressure? Okay, let me take you to Finland. When you travel to Finland, it is collaborative learning. It's a creative learning. It is not that you put so much of pressure on children. So have a pity on children. Let's not kill their childhood. Let them enjoy. And sometimes I laugh and I laugh and laugh. If one teacher cannot teach one subject properly, how do you expect children to learn 6 subjects properly and appear for the exam? And then parents are pressurizing 99% marks to get admission in Miranda College, Delhi University and all that. And Varghese, please don't push children. No, let them enjoy. Okay, let's start with Madam. Where is Madam? Okay, right. Shiny Matthew ma'am, please start.
Good afternoon.
Good
The
afternoon,
Lord
ma'am.
is my refuge and rock and ever-present help at all times. Respected session coach Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji, eminent speakers Joy sir, Lakshmi ma'am, Jayashree ma'am, Gunjan ma'am, Prem sir, teachers, students, and all the listeners, well-wishers. It's indeed a great privilege and proud moment to be one among with my colleagues to share this platform on the relevant topic of this hour, NEP 2020 board exams, class 10 and 12. Before I start the topic, I was pondering over the thoughts I had with my colleagues and other educators, and this was the crux of our discussion. No longer compare students' performance to each other to show that learning is not a competition. Prepare young children for future to let pupils focus on their progress. Report books will no longer show students' position in class. Discourage unhealthy comparison with peers. Students aged 6 to 8 won't have any examination, but teachers will still use assessments to check for understanding and to give feedback. To free up more time and space in schools, to adjust to new subjects and encourage and motivate self learning, and that the Ministry of Education would reduce excessive focus on marks and help students meet the challenges of an increasingly complex world by becoming lifelong learners. In years to come, the job skills we need will look very different, with soft skills like creativity and leadership likely to increase in importance. This is the time when NEP 2020 came up with a uh, new education policy. My views, through one's education, one will develop skills and just not develop the ability to learn, but to learn and to have confidence. The gift that we can give is confidence to our children. That is my view, and I hope and I'm very sure that all my colleagues would agree to that. And recently, we had a meeting with the CBSE examination controller. All the city coordinators were there, regional officers were there, and all of us we discussed as one. I am one of the city coordinators of Trivandrum. Uh, we have put our suggestions and our values and views, and hopefully everything would come out well for our students. That's all we look for. Among the various changes that have been proposed to draft this new education policy committee, whether the school examination may be removed or not as decided by MHRD. The step has been taken in a bid to modernize the evaluation process in syllabus. Now, will school examination be done away with under the new educational policy? Of course, no, is the answer with the NEP. The new education policy brings about a change in the education structure and the curriculum which will be followed in the future. The students will have the flexibility of choosing the subjects that they wish to pursue. Board examinations may become easier with only the core capacities of the student being tested, and similar changes across the board. And what does it mean for board exams under the new education policy? With the approval of the new education policy, the school board examination are expected to become easier on the students, with a major objective of testing the core competencies of the students. The burden of preparing for in favors year-end exam or school end examination is expected to be reduced. Moreover, further changes with regards to the models of board exams, such as whether it should be conducted as an annual, semester, or a modular based exam, may also be implemented. Along with this, Anita Karwal ma'am, the school education secretary, stated that the NEP may also enforce a modular board exam system where it will be conducted more than once in a year. Assessment of the students appearing for the board exam will also be done on the basis of a multi-dimensional report. The progress report will include the teacher's assessment of the students, self assessment, and pre assessment as well. So, then, Who will overlook the school and the board examination under NEP 2020? With the implementation of NEP, a National Assessment Center under the alias of PARAK, that is Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development, will be established. The center will be responsible for suggesting guidelines for the students
Varghese, can you hear her? I can't hear her. Varghese?
No, I cannot hear her, sir.
Yeah, I think let's go to the next speaker. Can I request Madam Lakshmi to please take on? Lakshmi ma'am, please start.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, Lakshmi ma'am.
The other participant is sharing.
Yeah,
So
Lakshmi
I
ma'am,
found,
please go ahead.
yes, sir, I'm ready. So I want to share the screen, sir. But as the Shiny Matthew ma'am has not left, I can't.
I think let's all share the views verbatim instead of just.
That also needed, sir.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. Let's share the views with each other.
Okay.
Because everybody knows about the new education policy, examination pattern and all that.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me thank ICSI and Next Education for giving me an opportunity to attend this webinar and share my views on NEP and board examinations. But I want to share the screen. I want to ask with some pictures. I had to start with that. So,
I don't know,
it is
ma'am.
okay.
I don't know,
okay.
ma'am.
It's okay.
Okay.
So I can't. So I can't. I'm not in a position to screen.
Ma'am, you can do without Lakshmi ma'am. You can do without that. You can do without. Shani ma'am, we lost your signal. We will get you back again. We'll
All
get
right,
you back.
thank you. Because I'm not from the city, though I'm
No worries.
I'm just very far.
No worries.
Problem. Sorry.
No worries. No problem. We all understand.
So,
and I would request
you
all
can
other
stop sharing. The Shiny ma'am can stop share. Then only I can share my presentation.
Okay. Shani ma'am, can you stop sharing your screen?
Sure. This is stopping.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking you now from Pune to Thiruvananthapuram without charging single rupee. So, you all can be on our flight now. The Next Education and ICSI is paying for you. So, we are going to take you all the way from Pune to Thiruvananthapuram. It's a beautiful city. Whenever I think about Thiruvananthapuram, I remember only two things. One is Yashodas and second is Chitra ma'am. Both of them beautiful singers, because music should be the integral part of education. Yes, Lakshmi ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Oh.
And Varghese sir, you kindly keep the timing on. I will not tell anybody. Sir, you are the boss. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Let me begin by asking a question. All of you must be familiar with the Legos on the screen, or at least the colorful building blocks. Have you ever tried building something with them? Or otherwise, let us say, if we give these 20 identical blocks to 5 different people and allow them specific period of time, and you might end up with 5 different models. Why this happened? Because we have given same identical blocks, and also the same time has been allocated, then also the results were different. This is because each one of us is different. Our ideas and thoughts are different. So each one of us has to be treated and inspired separately. If that's the case, it becomes more relevant to our children, and we must understand that they are unique in every way. But when it comes to our education system, but our current education system has more just like a factory, and the same operational procedures are applied and the same results are expected to every student passing through the process. Our children, irrespective of their talents or skills, are treated in the same way using the century-old techniques. And they are expected to prove themselves in an assessment which is common for all. So we must understand that, as you all know, one size does not definitely fit all. Among the inspiring stories about our great personalities, one is about Albert Einstein, who failed in French, but his score in mathematics and physics were so impressive. There may be an Einstein or Shakespeare or Ramanujan among our children, but they fail to identify their potential because they are subjected to undergo rigorous training and evaluation for all the different areas which are never under their domain. So pathetic situation. Now,
अपने सेक्टर से वो हीटर लाने चाहिए।
presently, our students are under constant pressure,
वो कहाँ है लड़का?
and they are considered as instruments to fulfill the wishes and expectations of their parents. And the marks and grades achieved by them in their examinations have become a social status symbol. But they fail to prove themselves, their potentialities. So here, what matters more is that their higher grades and all mere depends on the memorization technique. How much they can reproduce their textbooks in the examinations. Now, the current pandemic situation does make things worse. Here I would like to show a graph. This represents the number of physical interactive sessions that we got during the last 2 years for different subject-wise. But now the case or the scene has changed. No physical interactive sessions, and the social side of life is being also deteriorating. So before scheduling the board examinations, the students have to be given specific time for the physical interactive sections. That would definitely have to boost up their morale and confidence level. Very much needed for our teachers also. But that doesn't mean that examination is not at all needed. No. Under any education system, evaluation is an important factor, and it is indeed needed to realize or to analyze the realization of the objectives. But in contrary to the present, our education system, some of the highlights of the NEP 2020, as you all know, the more importance to practical knowledge in place of rote memorization, and also scientific timber. It would definitely promote scientific timber, and also the setting up of quality educational institutions. Then establishment of foreign colleges, and the most important thing is, it is very much needed in the current scenario, value-based education. Now, but let us hope and believe that NEP 2020 will help our children to be self-directed and also think divergently and become problem solvers and are ready for the creative economy out there. But are these changes going to be happen overnight or not so easy? Definitely no. As Swami Chinmayananda said, never can children's education be complete until and unless we impart in them a true appreciation of the eternal values of life. These changes would be gradual, and the system should evolve through multiple iterations and constructive debates and amendments. Discussions on platforms like this will definitely clarify our understanding of the objectives and help in improve the implementation of NEP. Now let me conclude my presentation by once again thanking Gulshan Sharma sir for the structured and amazing coordination. Also, I believe it is important to acknowledge and appreciate the efforts from the Next Education team, the pioneers in the education field in bringing the latest and innovative approach in the curriculum. This has been a very enriching experience, and many thanks to all the stakeholders and my co-panelists. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And may I now invite Madam Gunjan Srivastava, ma'am. And ma'am, you are at Pune?
Yes, sir, I'm at Pune.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, earlier, Madam Shiny Metsu, ma'am, Vargisa, where she was? Your mic is mute. Your mic is mute.
Thiruvananthapuram, sir.
Oh, she was at Thiruvananthapuram. Okay. So now the people should board the flight to Pune. Okay. Let's move now. Lakshmi ma'am has given a ticket to all of us to travel now to Pune. So let us travel, take the flight, let us be on the board and enjoy. And all the participants, I would request you, teachers, all the students, everybody should post. Everybody should post, because there are different countries, there are different norms. Finland, they've got different systems. South Korea, they've got different systems. Germany, they've got different systems. Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Scandinavian countries, they've got different systems. Does this examination pattern, what we are following, really bring your creativity and your work out? Or you have something more than that? Because each child is unique. What Lakshmi ma'am mentioned, and she told, all the plays were same, the parts, but what you created out of that was basically. So let's move on now to Gunjan ma'am, because Pune is also a city of institution. Let's take to the beautiful climatic condition and travel to Gunjan Srivastava ma'am to Pune.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And at the outset, I would like to thank Next Education for inviting me to this panel discussion to share my views on the NEP 2020 board examination. All of you will agree with the fact that the basic purpose of schooling is, it is happiness, it is bringing up a new confident child. It is all about having a good education system. And we teachers are responsible to help the student to transform their journey of learning into a celebration. I feel very proud to be part of the team which is helping children to ignite young mind, to create a system wherein we push their limits and help them to achieve their potential. We make them critical thinkers, and finally, the one who a human being should be, a problem solver. The task that we educationists are shouldering is humongous, and more so in the present times when one has to be super quick to comprehend the signals of change and act upon them. So change is the only constant, and we all keep saying this. And here comes a change in our education policy, which was much needed. All of us, right from our childhood, and perhaps our parents before us, have been following the same education policy. The world has gone ahead, and we have to catch up with them. Naturally, with any kind of change, what happens is there's a lot of anxiety in the stakeholders, and especially here in our case, all teachers are wondering what happens next. So dear teachers, if you have been a teacher at heart, and if you have done your job properly, I don't think there will be much change for any of us. All of us have never prepared our children for that 3-hour examination at the end of 2 years or 1 year. The purpose of us teaching our children was to achieve the learning outcomes and make them a perfect, confident individual when they would walk out of the corridors of our school. So if that was the purpose, then any system of education will not change the way we teach. What will change is the environment. What will change is the happiness quotient of the children. And how did this happen? This happens with a variety of subjects that the NEP 2020 will give to the students to opt from. We all have gone through the NEP draft. It says that students would be allowed to choose subjects of their choice regardless of the stream. What a beautiful idea it is that a child having physics can also do music and dance. Co-scholastics get equal importance as scholastic, and why not? I would say if the child will choose a subject of his interest and something that his aptitude allows, there is no scope of child not faring well in his exams. This will put an end to the vicious circle of coaching centers and tuitions. Tuitions and coaching centers, which so much all of us depend upon as parents and as students. Imagine the life of a student in the present situation. I really thank God every single day that I'm not studying now in this decade. After school, all of them go to the coaching centers because it's all about marks. And I remember Mr. Gulshan saying that it's all about 99%. And yes, more than that. So if it is only about marks and not about growth, if it is only about marks and not about concepts, then I think we should shut down all schools. Let them mug up the stuff and write it together for 3 hours at the end of the year and let us give them degrees. That is not the purpose of education. When we say we are educators, we are supposed to take care of the holistic development of a child. When I look at the National Education Policy draft, I see a wonderful idea proposed there where a child will also be allowed to choose the time of his examination. Of course, there will be a semester system, there may be some terms, and the way the child will choose to appear for these board exams. He will be given a chance more than once, and why not? If today my internet connectivity will fail, I would definitely request Mr. Gulshan to give me another chance to complete my speech. And I'm sure you will agree and you will give it to me. So why should this little child be deprived of improving his grades? The 2 examinations that the child will take, and any child can take that for that matter, the best of 2 scores will be put up in the report card. The report card will also have a nice, happy look and feel. It will be about evaluation by the teacher, self-evaluation of the child, peer evaluation that will be done. Something which we used to do and we still do in our junior school. Then what happens when a child comes to class 6 and suddenly we start running behind the competitions and competitive exams? It has to be a comprehensive evaluation of a child, which will be done. The happiness quotient reminds me, and just now before my speaking, Mr. Gulshan spoke about Finland. Finland is one of those countries which is happiest in the world. And all of us also know that Finland tops the rank of good education system. All I want to establish here is a link between a strong education system and happiness and success and development of a country. So if we really, really want to make our country a happy and a successful country, we are already developing, we have already developed. Now what we need is mental peace, and we need to be content. And this we need to teach to our children. The board pressure needs to be removed. And we are not saying remove the board exams. Let the board exam be like any other exam that a child takes, enjoys, goes back to the teacher and says, okay, ma'am, what did I do wrong? And please help me to improve. That is where we should be, instead of just assessing and telling them where they have been wrong. And I have only this to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let me move to Jayashree Nair ma'am. But before, ladies and gentlemen, I take you from Pune to Raipur. I wish to share two very interesting things. One of the students, I don't know in which city, in which school, his name is Adolf Hitler. Wow. And he is writing, say no to exams, say no to exams, say no to exams. That is lovely. Boy, I love you, child. You are wonderful. Whoever is there. Now, second part, ma'am was talking about gross happiness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's don't focus on GDP. Think about Bhutan, gross happiness. They are taken to the United Nations. Every child has got a right to be happy. If Yashodas ji is singing in Tiruvantanapuram a Hindi song, and he says that no exam, aaj se pehle, aaj se zyada, aaj se pehle, aaj se zyada, khushi aaj tak nahi mili, kaisi suhani. If there are no exams, you will sing like Yashoda's Hindi song. And you will sing like Chitraji also. I'm not going to tell you Jab We Met, because that you have to find out, Kareena Kapoor yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you to, because see, okay, fine. All students and all teachers, okay, please put into the chat box. I want to get answer only yes or no, okay? Number one, if I say, do we follow present education examination system? Then write yes. If you say no, we should have a creativity-based education, empowerment, and examination system. Then say no. Now only post yes and no. I want to see the polls, how it comes, and what exactly is there. Because something very interesting. Oh. Mr. Joy Varghese. Okay, great. The panelist himself is saying no. Okay, children, no, 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 yes. Hitler is writing no, no. Only teachers are writing yes, yes. Arey, come on. You got to have a pity on children, please. Arey, बच्चे की जान लोगे क्या? बच्चे को एंजॉय करने दो लाइफ को. आप तो अपना लाइफ एंजॉय कर चुके. Now it is his or her time. चलो, anyway, now let me just take you to Raipur and oh, Prem Dubey also. Prem Dubey ji, आप भी ठीक है, great. So let me just go to the Raipur now, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful state Chhattisgarh and beautiful city Raipur and Jayashree Nair ma'am. Let's have you, Nair ma'am. Let's hear you. Unmute your mic, please.
Thank you, sir. I quote E. Sridharan, the Metro Man.
Wow.
That quality of India. He specifically quoted it for the engineering courses. I don't want to pass comment on any particular thing, but this is what he has said. And yes, to a certain extent, I agree with it. Going through some YouTubes, and I heard Mr. Shekhar Gupta, an eminent journalist, who stated that he has passed his class 12th with 48% of marks, and he was a science graduate, and he ended up into as a journalist. So there is no connection in between his job, what he is doing, and the subject, what he is studying. It was amazing, wonderful. He is the best journalist in the country, and no doubt that he didn't do good in his graduation or in his class 12th examination. But it is the talent which is always there. I do put a question. I don't understand why do you ask for 90, 99, 98, 97%? why don't they increase the number of seats, arrange and conduct an examination, and take those children who are really talented and being giving it to those who are scoring this 90s and 99s. There are children, I am sure about it, there are children who score 60 and 65 but are the best. And one more thing I would like to say, that being a mother of a son who is a graduate now and a principal, somewhere deep in, though I say all these things, somewhere deep in my heart, I do believe that why not 1999 for them? But my son disappoints me every other moment. I have to, and he is a graduate now. He has graduated with psychology and economics, but he is a very good writer. He can write. He has worked with the international New York Times also. That though he didn't score good, but he can manage everybody in their own, by which they can go ahead and can find a way to live their life. Another thing I want to put for NEP is that, yes, we need to look for experiential learning. Then how the assessment will happen. There are various ways to assess the children. It's not necessary that they have to go for the examination. Being a principal, if you ask, I will say, yes, I want examination. Being a human being, no, I too was not so happy with the examination in my school life. I was never. So I think that, yes, if that Hitler says, no, 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 I stand with him. But as a principal, no, I don't agree with that. Another thing is that I go through one of the chapters, and though I'm not a science graduate, but I went through a chapter in class 6 as components of food. And I found that the chapter has to be taught with that there is starch available in the food, there is carbohydrates, there is this, that, and if you have to check the starch content in the food, you should go to the laboratory, and the color of the children that add some water into it and find that the water is getting thick, that means there is starch in it. What is the need to go to the laboratory and find it out? Apart from that, I feel if something has to be taught, if components of food has to be taught, why can't we teach them in the kitchen? Take them to the kitchen and ask them to cook dal. Let them learn how to cook dal. At the same time, they will understand that what all kinds of the prices of those dals, why do they differ from each other, from where it is being brought into the market, who all produces it. Quite natural, it is not produced in one particular area, it's being produced at different parts. It's traveled far and wide and is being brought to this particular place. And how much it weighs, how does your mother knows that this is much of weight, though she does not have a balance in her kitchen to weigh that, but she knows how to cook it. So let they cook that, let they understand that. Let they understand the weight, let they understand the weight, let they understand that how it has to be added, how much water, how much salt, how much of other ingredients into it. I'm sure they don't know, though they know that there are pulses and these many pulses are there. So let us teach them in that way. And I find that next 10 years, what kind of a job we are looking for our children. What I dream today will not be existing at that time. I never thought in my school days there will be something like a Flipkart or Amazon or this or that or a data. I don't know. These jobs were something that even in my wild dreams, I didn't see that there are jobs like this. I never expected that I can sit at home and can order for something and it can be brought to my doorstep itself. So I don't know what kind of job will be there. I feel students should be made street smart, can get their work done and get their bread and earn their bread and butter so that they can live their life in a comfortable manner. That's what all I want to say, sir. But yes, I agree NEP is a good thing. And I think if it goes on accordingly, the way it has been put forward, it will be really wonderful. Children will enjoy it. They will have a happier life. But yes, being a principal, I have my own constraints. so many pressure from the superiors and everywhere. So I have a different feeling as an individual. Thank you, sir. Thanks to give
Thank you. Thank you very much for the practical saying and the practical approach. And Adolf Hitler is writing, please help, please help, please help. Yes, earlier he was saying no to exam. Now he says, please help, please help. So now, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful suggestions are coming. And three things take away what Madam mentioned: talent, experiential learning, and something most important, which is education got to be linked with our day-to-day living and day-to-day life. If somebody has done a diploma in Polytechnic and ITI in electrician and he doesn't know how to change the bulb at the residence, then what is the use of that diploma? Tell me. And he's ringing up neighbor and he's telling, Chaco, could you please come? Who is speaking? Uncle, our tube is not functional. Can you please send the electrician? Are you have done a diploma in Polytechnic in electrician and you are asking the gentleman to come and change your choke or your tube light? So education got to be linked and relevant with day-to-day life and our day-to-day living. Then only the world can be beautiful. Let me now, ladies and gentlemen, after a long await from the women empowerment, come to the poor men also. And I come to Joy M. Varghese ji. Please take on the floor. Joy M. Varghese.
Dr. Gulshan Sharma and next education officials, my fellow panelists, all my dear teachers and students, those who have logged in from different parts of the world. I do not want to get into the nitty-gritties of this NEP 2020. So that is a complicated affair because we have had a stint of 34 years with the old one. Now we are not sure, as some of the panelists said, change is permanent, but I do not know whether 34 years is a change permanent, or now once this is introduced, when will this be introduced? We are not too sure, because now the drafters come, whether the publishers will come up with the books that will tell us what to do, we are not sure. Again, we will be bound in certain kind of things. I would like to, somebody passed on to me a message. Now this has been going on in the WhatsApp group actually. Three friends from the same school, the same teachers, but the destiny chartered different paths. The first one was a brilliant, never gave up the first position in the school. Topper in every exam that was held in the school, college, and the university. The second one was an average fellow, wouldn't fall, but pushed to the next class by default. And the third one was a trickster, a cheat, and was an expert manipulator. But these three were great friends, thick as thieves. Once their education was over, the first one was a brilliant guy. As expected, he became an excellent engineer. He gave Indian Engineering Services exam, was chosen as class 1 officer. He became a chief engineer in Indian Railways. I'll tell you who he is. Wait. The second one graduated with physics major and appeared for civil services exam, passed, and was appointed as the head of the department, where his best friend was working at a lower level. The third one did not bother to study further after the school, chose the right party at the right time, fought the elections, won, and became an MP, and later became a cabinet minister. And under him were the departments where two of his school friends were working. Now, this is not a fictional story. You know, many of you, I think Jayasri ma'am took the name of E. Sridharan. Now, the first one is E. Sridharan, the Metro Man. Second one is T.N. Session, the Chief Election Commissioner. And the third one is K.P. Unnikrishnan, who got elected 5 times as MP for Lok Sabha and also became a cabinet minister during VP Singh's tenure as PM. Now, many of these, the front benchers or the toppers who top the examinations, now they have a tendency to move away from the engineering and also from the medical field and take up civil services. Now this, we are all experiencing all these shifts. I would like to just remember one of my journeys to Delhi. It was a winter season, and I'm just charting what education is all about, what education normally is. I had boarded Kerala Express, and when it reached Bhopal, it was somewhere around 4 o'clock in the morning. So, it halted, and then the chai walas came, chai, garam chai, samosa, and all that. There was a huge rush. And I had got up, and just close to me, or rather just opposite in the same cabin, was a small little girl, maybe 8 years old. And then the mother of that girl was sleeping on the lower berth, and then the father on the upper berth. So it was, 3-tier sleeping system. So as soon as this chaiwalas came, a small boy entered. It looked like an urchin with less clothes. And I was watching all this. And this little girl was also watching. And then after a little while, this boy started feeling cold, and this girl was feeling very, very uncomfortable. And this girl tugged the clothes of her mother and said, Mama, is bhaiya ko thand lag raha hai? This brother is feeling cold. I was just watching, and I did not feel whether that boy was feeling cold or not. This girl again tugged the clothes and made her wake up, and then told her, Mama, isko bhaiya ko thand lag raha hai. This child is feeling, this brother is feeling cold. And then the mother said, what is that for you, my child? You go to sleep. And then she pulled the blanket over her and she went to sleep. After again, say 30 seconds, this girl wouldn't stop. She kept on pestering the mother and then woke her up. And then what she did was, okay, now she got a piece of cloth, a warm cloth, and gave it to this boy. And now this girl was settled. And for me, it was a shameful thing for me, because I was not educated enough to get into that kind of an empathy mode, which this girl taught me. For me, I think this is what is education is all about. And then, last year, I would like to share my experience. In my school, this is L'École Champaka International, and we have got L'École Champaka affiliated to ICSI and ICSI. It is up to +2. We made an experiment. We asked the children to bring some material for making upama. So they brought all the materials, and the teacher said, okay, you will add this is okay. All those components were there, and she said, add 3 chilies. Okay. So the children had groups, and so they made, they had 3 chilies, and everybody had brought as many chilies, but everybody added 3 chilies each. So now it was a turn for us to taste all those upama, and then to my amazement, there were some of them really good, but one was so pungent, so pungent. As soon as you put that into your mouth, it feels burning. So then I said, no, we shouldn't stop at this. Can we make this upama again the next week in the same period, so that we'll try to innovate on something? And then okay. So by the time we went into the next period, what we did was, what was the problem with this one? We analyzed the problem. The children did the analysis. I did not do, not the teachers did. So they analyzed the problem, and then finally they arrived at a situation that these 3 chilies, it depends upon the size of the chili, it depends upon the maturity of the chili and the stock of the chili. That should be determined to make sure how much of chili has to be put, not what the teacher said 3 chilies will do for that preparation. Actually, what is happening for 34 years is we have been putting 3 chilies. Whether the upma is tasty or not, we are not too sure about it. Now that this NEP 2020 has come, maybe we will have an option to go for, what kind of chilies have to be put. and then the collaborative learning may take place. So finally, they arrived at a solution that, okay, this three chili business should not be adapted in this situation. And finally, they made it wonderful. So they analyzed it and came to a conclusion that no, that three chilies have to be changed. I think I do not want to go into detail. Our panelists have spoken such a lot on all these things, the models that may come up, the complexity or the subject choice, whether it is going to be in the mother tongue up to grade 5 or not. That's not because we are going into a global village. If it is supposed to be in the regional language, how will migratory birds accommodate into a new tree? I am not sure about all those kind of things, because I have a lot of migratory birds in my school, those who are attending online classes from America and Britain. So how will those migratory birds, once the COVID is over, then easily migrate and feel comfortable with the regional languages? So these are all, questions which are still in my mind. Yeah, I think I have, in a way, tried to put in my level best what this, education can do for us. Thanks a lot for inviting me, and I
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wonderful, well taken, Shri Dharanji, TN Session, KP Unnikrishnan that was wonderful. Bhopal example also very good. And ladies and gentlemen, children and people don't need sympathy, they need empathy, what he used. That was also a wonderful saying. Empathy is very, very important. Anybody who is in education profession, you've got to be empathetical. That is something very important. Now, something very interesting, because we are coming to the last speaker. And today there is nobody a winner. I want to give you one question for 3,000 rupees. Let us see who is the winner. I want to give away, yesterday Hyderabad won 1,000 rupees. Today I want to bring, because there is a golden triangle, there are three people from Tiruvantanapuram. So I have got a 3,000 rupees question, very simple question, okay? Something nicely said by Varghese Saab. I do not know what the change will come, when it will come. After 34 years, the policy has come, and now it is to be implemented. Still, it is a document and it has to be implemented. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just take back 1947, India got independence. So, I will not disturb you. 1968, you brought the first education policy. I will not disturb you. 1986, you brought another change in the policy. And after 1986, now you have brought this particular policy. Minor changes were there in 1992, small here and there, nut and bolts. Now question for 3,000 rupees. And I want all students to participate and all teachers to participate. Principals cannot participate, okay? So those are sitting here. Other principals can participate. I have no problem. Okay, but these principals, they are my brothers and sisters sitting over here. They can't participate. Now, very simple question. Open your Google, open your book, open your notebook, open your... Jidhar se nakal marna hai, maro. That should be the examination pattern for the future, what I am going to give you. Very simple. What percentage of 1986 policy actually got implemented in India till date? You have to only give me percentage. I am not asking... Don't write, but you got to give me authority with the percentage. That look, this is there. 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, and whatever you want to give. You have to give me only percentage. If you give me 1% less or 1% more, still I'll give you 3,000 rupees. Very simple. Open your notebooks now. Go and ask Google Baba. If you get the answer, you get 3,000 rupees. Let me now go to the... From Tiruvantanapuram, let's take a flight and we go to Hyderabad now. Beautiful city. And what Jayashree Nair ma'am mentioned today about Shekhar Gupta, because I am also fond of him. And every night before I sleep, I watch Cut the Clutter. Every night, come whatever may, I may not get my food, but Cut the Clutter I have to watch, because he is more important to me than Shah Rukh Khan, to be very frank. So when you talk about Cut the Clutter, now Prem Dubeyji's city is in a hotbed now, and it's Lots of people and VIPs are there in Hyderabad. So we will not talk about it, why they are there, but let's get to our business. So all my participants, you have to post percentage in the chat box. Anybody can participate, any teacher can participate, any student can participate. Only by these 6 people can participate, but they can help anybody. I have no problem. But correct answer if you give me 1% up, 1% down. So here comes the last speaker of the evening, and that is our Prem Dubey from Hyderabad. I would request you to kindly share your vision.
Thank you, Gulshan Sharma sir. All my colleagues and friends, Dr. Saini ma'am, Lakshmi ma'am, Jayasri ma'am from Raipur, Gunjan madam and Varghese sir, Thiruvananthapuram. I think you all are safe, happy, enjoying online business nowadays, which we never thought of in our life. As way back to 35 years, I think I was a victim when the education policy came that you can use the book during your examination. I was one of the good students. I don't call it a bright, but I thought book is allowed, so I didn't study first examination. I have taken all 3 books, guides, keys, whatever was available with me. I thought I can do wonderful. Examination, the first subject was social study. As we know that this social study cannot be done by the single book. Many books were there that time, also 3 books we could not get. Even 17 marks I could not achieve. As rightly said, I can quote unquote by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the country cannot develop until unless the child of that country is happy. So we face many issues and problems during and after exams, board exams. I can just give you one practical experience. Children get kind of pressure, anxiety. I am in the boarding school. Last examination day, what not they damaged in the hostels, in the bus while coming from the center to the school, as they wish they do. Is it the exam pressure they are releasing out after the last exam or anything else? It's one part of it. So my personal experience as a teacher, as a principal, we have got board examination where 100 marks we wrote. My kids have written 60, 40, 80, 20, many ratios are coming in the examination. Or the last question, which is of 3,000 questions given by Gulshan Sharma sir, are we really implemented the previous policies? So again question mark comes, are we going to implement NEP 2020 100%? So this question, with that, I would like to just put my opinion as being a last speaker. I have to only like vote of thanks. All the points are covered with my all of the colleagues. The only point, if we do not have any exams, so what is the checkpoint, how we will decide where the child is? Every parent will ask you marks only. Sir, why my child, where is my child, and what is his performance? Because the PTMs, again, the scapegoat principal table will be always covered with the letters or covered with the request letters. I want to meet principal, my child is not doing in a maths well. Are we going into the right direction if we say no to the board examination? Having all such different experiences, is it national education policy is going to fetch right direction to all of these educationists? We have seen CC, it came in 2009 in midterm when the 9th children in the dilemma, what they have to do. We have sent blah, blah, blah. Even teachers were not trained. By the time teachers understand the education policies, PCE, even by HRD ministers, being a principal, the time young principal I was there, 2009-10, I could understand in 2015, by the time 16-17, they try to bind up. So, these children, I think, instead of comparing all, look back to our Gurukul system. Dronacharya, he used to give the best pupil like Arjuna or Eklavya. He used to decide who should be on the top. But again, it looks like dictatorship. He wanted only this person because again, it will be kind of differentiation because he was Sudras. Eklavya cannot be. But here again, what examination Dronacharya has conducted, is it right? Or the examination we are conducting will be right, or the guideline given by NEP will be right? Whether it will be only in 12th class or in 10th class, or earlier already many schools are not conducting exam 1 to 5. Or those children are not performing well. Even those children, I think also many IITMs or IAS, IPS are there. Or again, is it right? But again, it will be wrong if we say the school dropouts are become CEOs. So instead of dropouts, the right guidelines, I think we all need to set. And I can just say that this question again after 5-10 years will come in our mind when we may be after retirement, that is it the NEP 2020 where we have been principal is really implemented or not? I think at the place of our motivator Gulshan Sharma sir, we may be there, some of us, to ask this question to our children and younger teachers. So my opinion, examination will be done, but there should be a skill-based examination, not only that what we taught 10 months to 12 months is going to be evaluated in 180 minutes. Some justification with the skill-based, and I hope after going through 2 times, 3 times, I could not understand. Is it right if the MPC child who is taking maths, if we take the music and dance, will be there? Everybody cannot become Chetan Bhagat after IIT and to write a book. But yes, it is right. Child has got the right. NEP has given a lot of freedom to select the subjects. We hope this freedom within the limit with our guidelines and guideline given by the educationists, those who have been involved in the NEP board examination, at least at a checkpoint must be there to decide the right candidate at the right place. There should not be wrong candidate at the wrong place. So thank you, all the colleagues. We have enjoyed this session. All the best. Thank you, Gulshan Sharma sir. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dubey Saab. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Well said, practical. And I'm totally with you because it's very, very important. And I think one of the panelists, if I correctly remember, was it Jayashri Nair ma'am or who mentioned that the skills-based or talent-based, the education should be there. But now my question, very important question is, what skills we are talking about? By the time the child will pass out from here, whether this particular subject or this particular skill, would it be applicable? Would it be required? Would it be relevant? Would it be obsolete? Would it be obsolescent? What it would be? Because the latest study which has come is that now that time has gone. When you join one particular company, if you are a graduate, you will get a job for sure. You are a postgraduate, you will get a better job. And you will retire from the same company, and one fine day, they all will be having evening party for you. They'll give you a small memento. They'll give you a clock, and they'll give you pension check. And they will give you, now you are going from our company. Thank you very much. You gave your whole life. Each child will be changing 6 to 7 professions in one lifetime. That is going to be the scenario. So ladies and gentlemen, what skills, what kind of skills, what subjects, what contents, would they hold a relevance by the time they will pass out? I think we should allow children to enjoy. And of course, New Education Policy 2020 is a wonderful document, no arts, no commerce, no science. Because all of a sudden we started finding, I do not know, मेरे को तो उसका नाम नहीं आता है. What is that exam? PISA, PUSA, I don't know. What is that? Some exam is there you have got, and they say India is ranking this, India students ranking this. What are we talking about? And then somebody was talking about STEM exam. I'm very happy the STEAM has come out of the STEM, because now the A has been inserted, and that is art. The whole universe base is art, heritage, culture, civilization, values, dances, music, day-to-day happiness, my life. People have started growing old before their age. Children have started looking double their actual biological age. so much of pressure, so much of tension. And do you think that we are doing justice even with our teachers sometimes? I'm telling you, they are carrying notebooks home. They are checking up night time. They are going through everything. They are marking. Next morning, husband expects my clothes should be ready. My things should be ready. My breakfast should be ready. Children got to be ready. Everything got to be ready. And the teacher is coming. Do we have a time even to ask the teacher, how's the family? How's everybody at home? How are your parents? We are in so much of hustle bustle. And parents, you also got to understand this COVID-19 must have taught you a lot of good lessons. Earlier, you were depositing your kids at 8 o'clock in the morning like a ATM, and you were picking them at 5 o'clock in the evening from the crutch, because it is teachers, it is principal, it is school, it is crutches. Now you must be enjoying the music at home when your children are at home. You must be realizing it is not producing children. It is, if you produce a child, you got to bring up that child. You got to devote quality time with the child. You got to give your life for the child. It is not bringing a child to the universe and being happy about it. Now a son is born and all that. I'm more happy with my daughter. And always my son claims and he says, Dad, you're more attached with the daughter. I said, yes, because she is more a human and she understands pain, pleasure, happiness, sorrows, difficulties, what all is to be taken care of. So we'll conclude this particular session with 1 minute with Shiny Matthew. No presentation, only your views and vocal cords, because your signal had gone. I will wind up with your final 1 minute note so that you should get a proper justice. Otherwise, I will be picked up by your Adolf Hitler, who is sending, we want justice, we want justice, no exam please. And then somebody is writing, I don't know, it is in Marathi or it is in Malayalam, Agot Mari Iro. I don't know what it is. Agot Mari Iro. Somebody is writing. And then Adolf Hitler is writing, sad life, exam. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not pressurize. And parents, please do not pressurize your children for 99% marks, I'm telling you. Anybody wants to do experiment? I'm teaching today abroad in different countries. I'm a 33% third class 11th standard student from school. And I did my graduation from the Indian Army. Having become officer, my degree was given from there. I did my master's and my PhD. I might be writing before my name Dr. Gulshan Sharma, but I don't deserve to be even a compounder. What to talk about Dr. Gulshan Sharma? Because my PhD doesn't hold any relevance today. It was way back 30 years. It has got no relevance today. So thereby, please start loving children. Start spending time with kids. Devote time with kids. Make them happy. Let them come out with their creativity, innovation, collaboration, whatever is needed. Don't pressurize children. And parents, you got to be equally responsible like principals and teachers. I'm very happy that during COVID, now all children are with their parents. You must be enjoying musical notes whole day now. How difficult it is to bring up kids. Not only producing kids, looking after kids is more important. So let's have the final words from Shiny Matthew, ma'am.
Gulshan ji and all dear ones, I just only can say that I was a dancer in the school. I was a singer in the school. I was dancing and singing and acting. And I was never in the front line as a first class student. But when I became a principal, those things really matter to me. I was, when there is a program there, I was there to teach them dance. And so I could reach out to the children. And I am in the view that we should not have board exam, just one examination to evaluate children. How can we evaluate a child with some memorizing and studying? That is not. So no to board exams. That is what, as a principal or as a human or as a teacher or whatever it may be, I can only say that no to such exams. And may the future people understand this and bring out the children's talent and gifts that God has given and let that be promoted. That is my humble request, and I hope that everybody would agree to that. And thank you very much, Ji. Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am. Thank you, Gunjan ma'am. Thank you, Jayashree ma'am. Thank you, Prem sir and Joy sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Next Education and ICSI, for this beautiful platform that you gave us. Thank you. And Gulshan, we would like to get your email ID or your contact number.
I will put it into the chat box only on one condition.
Yes,
because
sir.
just now you made a mention that you are a dancer and you are a singer. So dance is not possible, but singing, it goes. Singing, it should go. You know, because it's so important. One line, it may be a Malayalam song. I have no worries on that. But there should be a line from the madam, Shiny Matthew ma'am.
Oh yes, which is a song which is a song. Sir, you started singing that Hindi song, no? So we both will sing that song.
No, ma'am. I will sing Malayalam song.
Okay, then you start. You start.
No, ma'am. You might have forgotten my time, ma'am, because it was way back when Chattakari had come. Chattakari was the movie, and then Hindi movie was made on that.
Julie.
No, I can't recollect, but there was a song.
Yeah, Julie.
There was a song. Yennum ventarathin aadunda vela ye shamala saran kochuna vela Kamal maya graham manundake. Further, I don't remember. Now I'm 72. And it's very difficult to remember at this age now, but it was a wonderful journey. I enjoyed every bit of my visit to Kerala, and of course Chhattisgarh also, of course Hyderabad also, of course Pune also. All the people are wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us. As an elder brother, I send my blessings to all of you, and I pray to Almighty your school should any time you want, and I'm telling you today, before your teachers and before your students, any child you feel that he or she cannot be successful in life, you give me for 6 months, they will be the best on this planet. There is no child who is not gifted. There is no child. It is we, because we don't get time to do justice with our education, because so much of pressure is there on us of curriculum, syllabi, inspection, state department, other department, education department. I know education department people are also listening, but don't worry, I'm your elder brother. We are from the same country. I can always tell you, no problem. We can enjoy together. So with these words, thanks a lot. Within next 18 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy water saving, water management strategies, the next webinar of mine starts from Singapore, and that is on water management strategies. All the best and happy family, happy stay safe, stay fine.